Hooking up
and tracking down.
And welcome to Hour 2 of the program. We are broadcasting live from the North Hall of the Las Vegas Convention Center, Las Vegas, Nevada, for full coverage of ICast 2011.
Have you seen Elvis?
Just
Elvis sightings?
Well, a few.
A few?
Yeah. Okay. None that would top your rendition.
Well, I'm not going to do that again. Thank you, Danny.
By the way, Elvis starting right here on the Home of the Legends, KWK.
He sure did.
So I think he had more to do with it getting that connotation than we did.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll share in
We're
that
still a
as
part
long
of
as
Home
they'll
of the
let us.
Legends.
Yes.
And speaking of legends,
Jerry Mckinnon.
we have one with us today.
With BASS joining us right here.
Elvis has nothing on me, you guys.
Hey, we know that. We've been knowing that, Mr. Jerry. James, I have watched this man since I was 10 or 11 years old. I'm 50 years old now. I have watched this man since I was 10 or 11 years old. The fishing hole.
That was my father.
No. Good try, Jerry. Good try.
Oh, I appreciate you saying that. The fishing hole is as you can imagine, is a part of my life.
Oh,
sure.
It's part of mine. I grew up with
yeah,
it.
and
I really did.
And I get that from everyone. It really makes you proud to know that that you did something that really affected people's lives and did it for 44 years.
Well,
44 years and not another job offer.
What I remember more than anything else, it wasn't the lessons you taught about fishing. It was the camaraderie between you and your dog.
Oh boy, there you go.
I'm telling you, that's what I remember. I really do.
I used to tell people that catching fish was just an excuse on television.
Right.
Catching fish was just an excuse to be able to show people what I really wanted to talk to them about.
Yeah.
And my little dachshund was one of them.
Oh boy, you can tell he was your main dude.
Now I'm going to assume, Mr. Jerry, that he wasn't with you for the whole 44
No,
years.
but by gosh, he lived till he was 17 years old, and he was there for 15, 16 years.
And then you replaced him.
And I replaced him with Archie, who's still kicking up. Yep.
Is he really?
Mm-hmm. You betcha.
Archie.
I can pick my rod up in the corner, and he'll run right straight for the door.
Wow.
How about that?
It was awesome.
We're looking forward to Mr. Jerry coming to see us in the Shreveport-Bossier area.
We are.
In February for the Bassmaster Classic. Once again, coming to the Red River. The last time it was on the Red River in 2009, set attendance records.
Yes.
Financial impact records on the local economy. Just records across the board. Just a well-attended event. People actually getting turned away from the weigh-ins because the building was beyond capacity.
Right.
Yeah.
You were talking about seeing the big lines there. On one of them days, for whatever reason, of course, I've always been involved in the television industry.
Exactly.
But for one reason or another, I was up in a helicopter, and we were shooting boats coming in to the weigh-in. Well, we came up to town there, and I remember seeing the arena and the crowds around that arena, the line that you were talking about. I saw it from the air.
Yeah,
it was really impressive from the air.
Now, Jerry, how many classics have you covered?
Wow.
How far back do you go with all that? With all the classics?
Well, I've been covering them all the time ESPN was there, which would be the last 10 years.
Okay. In all honesty, of all the years you've been covering, how did Shreveport rank?
Oh, it really was. It was the top.
The top dog.
It was actually the top one, and I'm excited about this year because I almost felt like it was a big success, but it was still a lot of surprise to everybody.
Exactly.
So this time it won't be a surprise.
Right.
I look for us to have more out of town folks from Dallas and Little Rock and Memphis. I look for it to be bigger than it was that year.
I have a suggestion, and I don't know if it's even possible to do it. I would like, because we all know Century Tail will not hold the crowd. It would be awesome if y'all could set up some big screens outside to televise the layups in the parking lot.
We did that with our jumbotron, but our jumbotron wasn't big enough. It was just one,
right?
So you probably didn't even know it, but
yeah.
It probably did entertain some folks. But this next time, it might be a really good idea for us to have a plan.
I'm telling you, because there were so many people disappointed that they couldn't get in that really wanted to see that. And I mean, of course, all I did was brag about how good it was, so that didn't help matters. But it was
absolutely
something
great.
special. And the expo show, which is just
Yeah.
was unbelievable. Like I said, I told people you just literally had to wade through people. It was just such an incredible event, and almost like the ICast. Really, the ICast doesn't hold a candle to the expo.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, I must be honest. I mean, it's just
Well, you know, that's the consumer side.
Exactly, it's a
So
public.
you know, it's
event,
open
right.
to the public, and I think upwards. I think it was around 250,000 people
Yeah,
that came
I
through
think
that
so.
expo hall
I think so.
and attended that event. And I know one of the guys, one of the retailers that was set up there, it was his first classic trade show to work. He was blown away. He could not believe the response in his booth. People just, you know, and it was an awesome event. I really, we were talking about this a little bit before the break, and I think we're all on the same page in that we expect the upcoming Classic 2012 to surpass that,
That's
to set
what I'm
new
saying.
records. And it's a great thing. You know, Louisiana's billed as a sportsman's paradise.
Yeah.
That's a designation we're very proud of, and I think the state's done a good job of living up to. But I think if we had to take one area of the state, especially where freshwater fishing is concerned, certainly it would be that northwest quadrant,
Yeah.
where we've got Toledo Bend and we've got the Red River, and absolutely just some of the best freshwater fisheries in the nation.
And Lake Ford, just right down the road.
Yeah,
in
just
Texas.
right there, all of East Texas,
Sam
and
Rayburn.
the Arklatex region. I mean, there you go. That's
Just don't get
the
no
heart
better.
of it.
You're right. That's it's a pretty impressive territory.
Yeah, it really is.
Right.
Well, Jerry, what's up new? What's up new and upcoming for BASS?
Well, you know, I'll tell you a funny story. I was on a show not long ago, and somebody asked me, you know, have you guys done anything new about the? It was a conversation about the Classic too. I said no, no. Everything's about the same as it was, you know, except for the owner's spot in the Classic, and
Right.
and the guy said, what do you mean the owner's spot? And I said, well, me and my partner, we'll have a fish off, and whoever wins gets a spot in the Classic. And the people started complaining, that's not fair, just because they shouldn't be. You know,
I bet you created an uproar with that.
I did.
Oh man, you probably got people worked up.
So, but anyhow,
But there is something new this year because we're having him on the show in just a little bit. NCAA
something
champion.
that happened last weekend came
Yes.
to an end last weekend. That was our college championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a youngster and his parents were there. I never saw such emotion.
Yeah.
And you know, even Tommy Sanders, our host, he was crying. And not really,
Yeah.
but it
I
was
wouldn't doubt it.
The camera guy, I mean, he was
The
just
camera
all
guys,
beside
yeah.
himself.
No, it was really a thrill. I'm so glad you're going to have that young man on.
Andrew Upshaw.
He's very impressive. He's right down the road from
We've had him on our show before.
Have you?
We've said he is one of the up and coming youngsters to look out for 2 years ago when we knew he was coming up.
When I first
for him to
met-
make the Classic.
When I first met Andrew, he was in high school, and Coach Upshaw, his dad, you know, met Andrew, and I was like, you know, Andrew, what do you want to do? He said, I'm going to be a professional bass fisherman. And I thought, well, you know, that's great. You know, kid's going to be a fireman or a policeman or professional bass fisherman, you know. And look, he's had a fire in his gut for as far back as he can remember for this, and he's kept his sights set on it, and he's majored in marketing, and he's done some networking, and he's
We've had a great person behind him too, Tommy Martin.
indeed.
Tommy
yeah.
Martin is
Yes.
one of the guys behind Andrew.
That's
Oh,
exactly
yeah.
You couldn't ask for a better tutor.
Yeah, boy,
I
I'll
can
say
promise you.
that's great.
But you know, all that's well and good, all those qualities
Yeah.
that we talk about. But when it comes down to it, you got to be able to catch fish,
You got to perform.
and he's
And
been able to do that.
He has, and don't you know that I can't imagine what it's going to feel like for him.
Oh.
He's going to come on your show here
Oh, yeah.
and say some different things, but he still doesn't know what
It
it's
hadn't
going to be
sunk in
like.
yet, has it?
That's
To
right.
walk out in the registration meeting,
Yeah.
and there's Sets Van Dam, and there's Skeet Reese,
Yeah.
and there's, holy cow.
Yeah. All the big dogs.
What an
that-
awesome
Well,
opportunity!
there's another kid that is from Natchitoches, which is an hour south of Shreveport. I guess you know where Natchitoches is at.
Jim Bet.
And He is Keith Poche.
Oh, sure,
Keith
you
Poche
bet.
qualified for the. He's originally graduated from Natchitoches Central High School. So we look at him as a local guy. There's several of us, that know Keith and have watched Keith grow up, basically.
Good kid.
Yes.
He's got a lot of potential.
So we got two
I'm telling
local
you.
guys that with a local flair. It's going to be an interesting event.
Well, you know, while you're talking about that subject, let me throw something out here. Because I'm sure you'd like to know what I'm trying to do, where I want to go, what
sure,
this ought to
absolutely.
be. And it, you know, it's just hundreds of different things. But
Danny, hold the break. Just hold it for just a minute.
well, or I can hold it. Either way.
Well, either
No,
way.
go right ahead. Go right ahead.
You got the floor, Jerry.
Well, I want everybody to know that it is really on my radar to make a legitimate level of professional bass fishermen that are not out there risking their careers financially.
Right.
We don't have that right, guys.
Right.
We don't have it right.
I agree.
And I don't want to say something that could upset anybody or get anything stirred up. But I want you to know that I know that.
Well, guys are mortgaging their houses to fish the tournament.
And I've never done that, but I've fished in these tournaments, and I know these guys, and I'm actually one of them. I'm one of you. I'm not a.
You fished a long time. With other organizations, you fished a lot of stuff.
Well, we actually started the FLW. My little company started the FLW as we were asked by ESPN to develop something there, and so that's how all that started. But I've just been involved in it forever. Right. So there ain't anything. I haven't walked into anything that surprises me.
Right.
And I know what the situation is, and it is really way up on my priority list to change that and make it right. It might take me some time, but I'm going to do it.
Well, good things come to those who wait. So I'm sure, Jerry, knowing you and watching you over the years, you're going to do it right. I was so excited when I saw that you were involved in it now. I think it's a great move for bass fishing. I
will say that the slot that opened up for the college position that Andrew was able to secure, that
marketing,
it's something that he didn't have to spend $60,000 in entry fees to get to the Classic.
Right.
And so that's just one way that I've seen an improvement already. So we look forward to seeing what's coming with BAS.
That to me is what makes the Classic. It's those Federation guys,
absolutely,
the Joes of the
that
world.
Started out at the local club level.
Yeah, and then now you got a collegiate kid.
Yeah.
What you talking about? Fixing to reel in some viewership. This is going to become which it already is a national spectacle. It's really fixing to take on another level.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of spotlights on that young man.
No doubt about it.
I just think it's awesome.
That's great.
Well, Mr. Jerry, we appreciate your dedication to the sport of bass fishing. Certainly, we appreciate all your contributions over the years, and you've been such an instrumental part of bringing it to the point that we're at now. And we just commend you. We thank you for taking time out of your day to join us.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I really do.
It's an honor having you on our program.
Well, thanks, guys, and I sure look forward to a big time in Shreveport after the first of the year.
Hey, we'll look you up and do supper maybe.
Okay,
there you go.
I'm ready.
Yeah,
all right. Thank you so much. Jerry Mckinnon with BASS joining us on the program. Keep it right here. We're back after the break.
Yeah, we're going to take a break. We got another legend following Mr. Jerry.
Yeah, another legend coming in.
Right.
Look at him. He's standing out there just
got his cup of coffee now. He's good to go.
He's a big dog right
Mr.
Harold
Allen
Allen coming up after this. Keep it here. You're listening to Hook It Up.
And Tracking Down.
Live from Vegas.
Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Enjoy.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Jerry.
Anytime, okay?
Really
we'll do something when we get Shreveport.
Absolutely.
I'm serious. We would be more than happy to have dinner with you.
That sounds